So let's see, what do we have next? Our task is to find sum of all natural numbers until 11. So think about it. How will we write a program that can do this? So before we start writing the actual program, let's first think about the variables that we might need. So to go over all the numbers, we'll need a place to store that number. So we'll need at least an integer which will store the number that we are currently working on. Next, we'll also need a place to store the result that we got. So let's call it sum. So essentially, we'll need to start from the number 1 because it's our first natural number. Then go to 2, add these both, store it at our location sum, and then go to 3, add the sum that we got previously to this 3 and store it again at the same place, which we have called as sum, and so on until we reach 11. And some of you might know that this could also be done using a formula, but for now, let's stick to the old-fashioned way of doing it. So with that understanding, now let's try to write the code for that. So we said that we'll start with a number. So we'll say int number, and we know that we want to start with the number 1 first. So let's even initialize it and say int number equals to 1. Then we want a place to store our sum, and we want our sum to start from 0. So let's say int sum is equal to 0. So now how do we go over all these numbers? So until now we have only seen how to check conditions in C. I haven't told you how you can go through different types of things in C. And to go over things in any programming language, we need something called as a loop. And there can be different types of loops. But in this example, we are going to use one of the most basic loops, which is called as a while loop. And let me show you how to write that. So you would say while, and then we need to write our condition. While until what? We want to say while number is less than equal to 11. And just like we did for the if statement, we wrote the condition in the round brackets. We'll do the same over here as well. And while the number is less than 11, what do you want to do? We want to say sum is equal to sum plus number. So this line will add whatever our previous sum was, which right now is 0, and add it to our current number. And once we have got the sum, next we want to say now increment the number. So we will say number equals to number plus 1. Essentially, if we have got our logic right, this loop will continue until we reach the number 11 and then come out of it. So once you have come out of the loop, what do you want to do? We want to display the sum that we have got, right? So we'll say printf. We want to say the sum is, let's say, and the sum is going to be an integer. So we'll say %d sum, right? So let's see if this works. So we'll compile it. We have called it loop.c, and now let's run that. So here it is. It says the sum is 66, and you can verify that was the correct answer.